I'm your boy Vance Michel, repping Comedy Gang Gang, and this is the Funny Papers with Vance Michel. First up, I would like to report that Bob Saget recently passed away. Now, Bob Saget directed Dirty Work, and he was internationally known as a dad on Full House, and he was known in the hood as the guy who said, hey, I used to suck dick for coke in that movie Half Baked. And worldwide, he was known as the guy who hosted America's funniest home videos. So let's give a shout out to Bob Saget, and let's give him a moment of silence before we move on with the funny papers. Now, here in Montreal, we are under a curfew mandate. That means our asses have to be in our houses before 10 p.m. And the restaurants and comedy clubs are closed because of the new COVID-19 virus mandates that's been put on us down by Mr. Francois Legault. But you know what? Some people still keep pumping up with some comedy news, and there's still comedy news I still got to report. I don't even care how cold it is outside. God damn, it's negative 30 out there, but I'm still pushing it. I still got my coat on, and we turned the oven up on high so we could keep being alive and be here to keep reporting the news on God. Now here it is, the next up on the news is that, speaking of the COVID actually is sweeping up the late night TV series people too, man. The late night TV host guys, man. I'm telling you, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, and Jane Corden recently caught COVID-19, and right now they're being quarantined. Right now the show is on reruns right now. So I pray for a good recovery for those three guys, because we need you back in the late night TV scene, man. Or maybe we don't need you. Some people may not need you, but I know a lot of people do need you. So please, guys, I'm wishing them a speedy recovery. I'm sure the comedy guys is gonna put some blessings on you guys for sure, for damn sure. Onward to the next news is that, if you look at the Montreal Guardian recently, they caught up with Montreal comedian Alo Asimov, and they talked to him about some stuff. What did they talk to him about? I'll tell you what they talked to him about. Well, in November, Alo Asimov took part in the Transitional Comedy Show, a virtual comedy show with a lineup featuring trans comedians from across the continent. So they got a chance to speak with the comic to find out more about them and their comedic styles and who their influences are. You see, the Guardian asked Alo this, like a couple questions like, who are some of your influences, Alo? And he said Maria Bamford, Hassan Minaj, Mick Kaplan, and Deanne Smith. And the Guardian even asked Alo, who was your favorite comedian growing up? And he only gave two answers, Chris Rock and Sarah Silverman. There's a lot in that interview about Alo Asimov that you should go check out. So please, if you want to see the article with Alo Asimov, then all you got to do is just go to montrealguardian.com/Montreal. All you got to do is go to montreal.com, click the home tab, then click lifestyle, then click comedy, then click chatting with Montreal comedian Alo Asimov. And he ain't the only Montreal comedian making the newspaper these days. Recently, Montreal comedian Elspeth Wright has made Montreal's Gazette Artists to Soar in 2022. Yes, the headline says Elspeth Wright charts a course from spuds to stand-up. See, Elspeth Wright is a New Brunswick native and is a regular at the Comedy Nest, and she's been on a grind, basically. That's what this actually article is saying. Let me take a gander at the article real quick and give you a quick. Yeah, comedy is Elspeth is a proud Centralville native, but has been making a name for herself on the Montreal comedy scene since moving here 5 years ago. The 34-year-old candidly states that much of her humor springs from having been treated for her borderline personality disorder. She quotes, "It really helps me to cope, and now that I'm in a bit of a better place, it leads to a lot of good jokes, which is better than the alternative." Yeah, so because of this, what Wright has been a regular at the Comedy Nest, was featured on the JFL Originals album. Wolf Means Wolf, recorded last year during the fest, and she's also able to keep herself and other amused with Battle of the Wits, a loopy game show she created and hosts, and it's on. By the time if you see this video, then check Battle of Wits online, which is Fridays. As stands of right now, it's every Fridays on Elspeth's Right YouTube channel. This girl's making the news. Not only is she made the Montreal Gazette paper, she made the paper back in her city, and then she made another paper as of today, a provincial paper, another Quebec paper. She's making 3 papers. The girl's making hits. Papers. Papers, tweets. She makes tweets too. Follow on Twitter too. Listen, speaking of tweets, I caught a tweet from the street. Kind of interests me. It said this. It said, it's been a while. Wait, it's what did she say? Okay, yeah. My toxic trait is accidentally flirting with homeless guys because I thought they were skaters. This is a tweet by The Infinite Pest. Yeah, that's Kayla De Leon, if you guys don't know, another Montreal comedian in the streets. So that's a tweet from the street. I just wanted to report on God. Moving on, if you guys looking for some entertainment out there on the streets or out there for your ears, you guys must have heard that Weeknd dropped a new album. Now, why am I talking about Weeknd? He's music. This is the funny papers. All we do is talk about comedians over here. We talk about Montreal, comedy, Montreal. That's it. Why are we even talking about the Weeknd? He's from Toronto. Anyway, the reason why I want to talk about Weeknd is because Jim Carey is on the album. He's actually the DJ on the album. You see, the new album by the Weeknd is called Dawn FM, and it's like a makeshift radio station, 1 hour radio station, airplay, like what is it? What is it called when they shoot it out? Broadcast. There you go. A 1 hour radio broadcast, makeshift radio broadcast by the Weeknd, and the DJ is Jim Carey, and it's Jim Carey. So guys, give it an ear. I ain't review it. I only heard like 2-3 songs from it, but you guys, if you like Jim Carey and you guys want to know what's up with that, then you should check it out. Because Jim Carey, he does his thing, man. He's a comedic genius, man. We all know him from In Living Color, The Mask, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber. And so I'm gonna give that a fucking try before I even try Dr. Dre's new album, The Contract. Yeah, word. Man, matter of fact, moving on the funny leaks. The funny leaks, word. These some shit that I heard in the streets. If anybody want to know about John Mulaney actually divorced. It finalized his divorce with Anna Marie Taylor like 2 weeks ago. So he on about it with Olivia Munn, and them two just had a baby. Here's the thing though, ain't nobody really trying to talk about though. Motherfucker had the baby like last month, and he just divorced last month. That he was fucking Olivia Munn at the end of the months while he was separated from Anna Maria, because he separated, then the baby was born in like 8 months later. Moving on, I ain't the one to gossip, but I ain't the one to talk to. Well, this is the funny leaks though. Anyway, I heard up also in the streets that Ricky Gervais saying that Afterlife 3 is going to be the last season of Afterlife. He said he would like to continue doing the show, but if he continue doing the show, it'll be more like a soap opera. And you know what? I agree with the motherfucker, because I've been watching the show, and if it's a good show, but at the end of the day, that shit mad sad. It's mad sad. So I hope Ricky Gervais will do well on his future endeavors after this show. He'll probably come up with a comedian with Cars English version, and that show. Well, he probably do tease in in buggies. Teas and buggies. Teas and Volkswagen buggies. That's a good British version that could be hosted only by Ricky Gervais. I'll be down with that shit. Anyway, that's all I got to report on God. I'm Vance Michel, repping the comedy gang. And that's it. That's all I got to say. That's all we got on the funny papers, man. Hey, yo, where's my check? Y'all ever gonna pay me? Nah? See y'all next week.